All right, y'all. I'm back again with another video. And since y'all liked the one I did the other day um, with Zoe, I'm going to give you another one today with Zach Lavine. So this is Zach Lavine's Media Day, and I'm going to let it play and I'm going to give commentary.
Win, and it was an incredible experience for me, and I really was really honored to go out there and fight for my country.
I don't know what the problem was with Chicago's tech, but they caught all of these interviews where a question had already been asked. So, I mean, it's hopefully it gets better. But this is about him in the Olympics, and he did pretty well in the Olympics. Um, let's see what he does in the regular season. Um, he did play pretty solid defense. Hopefully that carries over. Um, but we'll see. I think he'll still be as efficient as ever.
Zach, do you feel like your next contract is going to be related to how many wins you guys get this year, whether you can make the playoffs, or is that kind of two separate things?
Same thing.
Before you tell this bullshit, the answer is yes. Let me tell you why. Because if, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I'm right here. If he makes an All NBA team, I believe he qualifies for the Supermax. And so it'll behoove him to actually play the best to get the most out of everybody on that team. Because if he's a top 3 seed and he's putting up the numbers he put last year, he is going to get one of those slots, which is going to get him paid. So yes, they will affect his contract situation. But let's sit here and watch this man lie through his teeth.
Same thing I told Joe. Just I'm not even worried about my contract situation. That thing will be a point in time in the future. Next, my mind is tomorrow.
But my mind is, yes, he's correct. He's not worried about his contract situation because he knows he's going to get paid. But the nigga lying because he want that extra money. Trust me, he see that extra money. After this contract he had, well, he been severely underpaid. That man trying to make it up on the back end. On that bullshit, Zach.
Tomorrow, starting this thing off right, working hard, and getting forward with helping us win, and just being involved with the team this year.
Zach, how do you
That's
think
nice.
this team's going to change stylistically speaking in the way you guys play with Alonzo, Caruso, and DeMar in the picture?
This is one of those stupid questions. Okay, you clearly got Lonzo. Billy Donovan already said she's gonna play fast. Why do you need him to expound on that? I don't know, but let's go ahead and listen.
We got a bunch of new guys, new faces, and a bunch of talent. We got to get to know each other first, and then I think that's where Billy and a lot of the guys, the leaders of the team, decide like how we're really going to play. But I know
Leaders of the team. You ain't one of them dudes? I mean, maybe he means Art and Mark Eversley and just Billy Donovan and the coaching staff, but leaders of the team, I'm thinking players. That should be you, bruh.
first and foremost we're going to have a commitment to going in every day and getting our work in and being a really hard playing team. And obviously we're going to be exciting. We're going to be able to get up and down the floor with some athletic guys, but we got to see how it is first before we can put any names on it. But I just know that we're going to come in with our hard hats on and be ready to scrap.
Bruh said we're gonna get up and down the floor because we got athletes, and then say we gotta wait till they get in to see, like, to me it's just like, bruh, you ain't gotta lie. You ain't gotta lie, man. Just keep it 100. We already know what it is.
Zach, obviously last year you and Vooch and DeMar DeRozan all averaged over 20 points a game. I know DeMar has kind of downplayed the idea that it's going to be tough fitting 3 elite scorers together in the same lineup. How do you see the fit, and how do you think you might have to change your game to accommodate those other 2 elite scorers?
First and foremost, neither one of the other 2 are truly elite anymore in my eyes. I mean, DeRozan, yeah, he put up like 21, 22, 23 points a game, but I don't consider that elite. Elite is upper 20s. That's Zach. Vooch put up like 22 and 13 last year. I don't think he's an elite scorer. I think he's a very good shooter with very good post moves for a big. Um, that's really all it is. Really, the only elite scorer, like if we talking scoring, is Zach. That's it. Um, Having said that, man, look, it's not their job to worry about that when you got a god level point guard. Like if this was Chris Paul in his prime and he was on this team, would anybody be worried about the fit? No, because everybody would assume that he is going to dish and distribute the ball and everybody is going to take the right shot and get the right amount of points and win games. So anyway, let's listen to Zach.
I think if we all come in with the right mindset of do whatever it takes to win, it's not going to matter. Numbers really shouldn't matter.
Again, this man wants his contract, and he said before, he don't want to be disrespected. This is how you know someone is lying. None of the shit he's saying is adding up. And quite frankly, DeRozan may not care about his numbers, but he don't want them to be below a certain level. Vooch may be a little different. But if Zach is putting up 19 points a game, he ain't going to take that because they're going to be like, it's not a max contract. Well, I'll take that back. They won't say it's not a max contract because he's put up the numbers before. But they aren't going to look at him and be like a supermax, and he's not going to get the supermax.
At the end of the day, if we're getting wins, because that means everybody's winning. So you don't want to put a number on it or say you have to adjust your game. We have to get to know how to play with each other first, but we're all high IQ guys. We all know.
That I don't agree with. Trust me, I don't agree with that. I just seen some of the passes that you'd have made. I just seen some of the passes some of your teammates have made. Y'all ain't all high IQ. And I just seen y'all mess up on too many different things for me to say y'all all high IQ. Y'all have a great understanding of the game. But to me, the high IQ players are really Lonzo and low-key Vooch. Them the two highest IQs on the team. I'm not saying, and DeRozan's up there, but y'all all ain't high IQ. Some of y'all just are really talented and are smart, but that don't mean you high IQ for the game.
We're not going to try to change our game and not try to step on each other's feet because if we're not playing our games, we're not ourselves. They brought us here to be ourselves. So
no, they didn't bring y'all here to be ourselves. They brought y'all here to win. Let's be real about this, okay? Do you want to win or do you want accolades? And what does winning look like? It's very easy for us to sit here and say, okay, we want to win, right? Okay, what does that look like? See, Lonzo has been consistent about he don't care about his stats and all that other stuff, which is fine. And he normally plays sacrificially. So him not being big on stats and big on wins makes sense. The rest of y'all is a little different. And I promise you, DeRozan is used to winning, even though he hasn't the last couple of years in San Antonio. And Vooch has been in the playoffs pretty frequently recently. Let me turn this shit off. But he's been in the playoffs recently, and I'm pretty sure he's not trying to, be on this team to lose either. I mean, yeah, winning matters, and I think personal accolades matter too because they get you paid. But whatever, man. That's bullshit.
We're going to go in with that mindset and figure it out. But, that with great players, going in with one goal, it'll figure itself out.
Not all the time.
Yeah, Zach, it's been pretty well documented, the instability you faced in your career from coaching changes to being traded, things like that.
Let me say this. That is a problem in this league, but that's a problem with, shitty teams. They always changing. They have a lot of turnover. They can't keep anybody because there's always something going on in New Orleans. But, it's that can't be understated or taken for granted what was just said. This is Zoe's fourth coach in 5 years, okay? Brandon Ingram's fifth in 5 years. You see what I'm saying? It's constant shit. There's no consistency. And so one year you got one role, another year you got another role, yada, yada, yada. Now, the good thing is You get to learn to do different things because each guy has a different mindset, and it helps to grow overall what you can do on the floor. But the flip side of that is, without that continuity and that consistency, knowing what you're going to do day in and day out and what's expected of you, you got to constantly be moving. And it's hard to grow in one area for a long period of time when you're changing.
How does this media day, sitting here right now, having the same coach 2 years in a row, the same front office, just like the general vibes around the team, how does this feel now compared to your past 7 seasons?
Great, man. Obviously, every year you get in the league is an accomplishment, and you go in there, you don't take it for granted. But this is most excited I've been, especially with the talent, the team that we have here, and the support that they've given me. I'm extremely happy about that, and I'm ready to hit the ground running and go out there and and just get it going, because there's an excitement around the city, but there's a bigger excitement around the team as well, because we know we can do something.
Again, that shit he said earlier was bullshit, and he just confirmed it. He already knows there's expectations on his team. Okay, so he know for sure, like, for him to take that next step and to get his respect, it's going to be a lot of pressure on him to perform. Now, I'm not saying he can't perform. I truly believe in Zach. Zach is one of my favorite players. He got it. He reminded me a little bit of T-Mac from back in the day. Not saying he has T-Mac's game to a T, but the way T-Mac used to just, dig in the motherfuckers offensively, he reminds me of that. Except I think he's better on the perimeter than T-Mac was. I think T-Mac was better mid-range and probably even attacking the basket, but that's a discussion for another day. Heavy is the head that bears the crown, man. You had no expectations last year. You had to bear that crown and you put up numbers. Let's see how you do it this year, because expectations now means a whole lot more pressure. And his numbers in the clutch have not been good for his career. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna attribute that mainly to him just having sucky teammates and he having to adjust to, or play around that, and not having the energy late game. But his fourth quarter numbers, I'm going to be interested in seeing this year.
Sorry, Marshall here, CBS 2. Zach, just curious, how much contact, whether talking, whatever, have you had with the guys that you're going to be in training camp with, the guys that you haven't played with or anything before?
Another stupid question by the media. Why? Because this man clearly there's pictures of him out practicing. How do you not know that when you're the media? Okay? They came in and was training like 2 weeks ago. Like, he already had time with these dudes. That's one of those questions, like, why would you ask that? There's better questions to ask. Like, here's a question I would have asked, right? What is going to be your personal goal and commitment on the defensive end this year? Because, it's been looked at around the league that you tend to take it easy on that end of the court. How do you tend to address that this year as the leader of this team? That's a much better question than this shit. I'm not even in the media. But now I'm putting them on the spot. Hey, bro, I need you to tell me how you're going to be a better leader for this team. See, we don't have people that's going to challenge these guys and really get into the nitty gritty, because it's just all let's go along, get along. I don't like that shit.
Good thing about us, we all got here a little early.
I just said that.
All the guys were already here a week in advance. We played with each other. We've gone out there, got shots up. We talked about the offense, talked about the defense. So I think really everybody's committed.
Again, and he even specified something here that we need to talk about. He talked about the offense and defense. Now, that shit's changing because different year, different squad, so they're adjusting it a little bit. But that means that him and BD have been in conversations about this long before they got Lonzo and DeRozan. And so they've already, added to or had that conversation and put that out to the players before they ever came in that week or two before to get, the shots up like he's talking about.
It says a lot to get, a bunch of new NBA guys in a week or two before training camp. So that shows where our mindset is.
I disagree with that, man. I think when you're excited to play with some guys that's talented, you come in. Like, first of all, if you're a basketball head and it's like, bruh, I'm going for playing with Zion and B.I. under Stan Van Gundy and Alvin Gentry with David Griffin dude, I get to go play with Zach Lavine, DeRozan, Vooch, Pat Will, and Kobe White, and Caruso, who's a champion off the bench, and they about to play fast, and we about to get up shots. Let's go. Like, there's a whole different excitement versus, that example I just gave. Or even if they got some new guys last year, which I think they did, it's not like, okay, we finna go out here, like, you're not sitting there saying, oh, we finna play with Laurie Markkinen or Wendell Carter Jr., you know what I'm saying? Or Daniel Gafford, oh, let's have fun. No. But you got guys who are your peers that you got respect for that's coming to play with you. Oh, man, of course we excited. We about to hoop.
When you got when you tested positive for COVID, where were you in the vaccination process at that point? And what do you say to the guys who aren't vaccinated, right?
This is one of those political questions. Why y'all in this man business? I mean, he had COVID, he over that. Like, why are we talking about this? But let's go on.
Yeah. COVID-related questions, I'm keeping it a personal matter with myself. I think the team wants to do that as well, but thank you.
Shut the fuck up. That's what he said. You son of a bitch.
How much did winning the gold medal really add to your appetite that you need to get into the playoffs this year? Y'all ever seen that episode of Black Bush from the Chappelle Show? And it was always a black dude up in there. And after a while, Dave Chappelle, who's playing Black Bush, was like, why they let you in here, man? Like, why you always doing this to me? That's how I feel about these questions. Like, why y'all doing this? Like, hold on, let me show you a look at this man's face right now. Look at this. Look at this man's face. Look at this. He stupid questions, man. How do you think it? That's common sense, man. Can we get a good question? How does that add to your appetite? The nigga ain't never been to the playoffs. He got a squad now. He ready. He ready. And they just talked about showing up, getting guys to come show up on a team to practice 2 weeks before and stuff, leave their family, all that other stuff to come hang out and work on this stuff. Like, bruh, stupid question.
Say that one more time, Cheryl.
Yeah, say that one more time, Cheryl, because I wasn't paying attention to nothing you said.
How much did winning a gold medal add to your appetite to get into the playoffs this year?
Oh man, my appetite to get to the playoffs has been big. It's because I want to go out there and win each and every game. It's not just one thing, but I think that experience definitely taught me something about what goes into winning and being a part of a winning team at a
What did it teach you?
very, very high level. And something I can bring back here and hopefully be a better leader going forward with trying to push us to become a playoff team.
Exactly. Obviously, DeMar was brought.
Damn, this shit went pause. What exactly did it teach you? Like, can we get follow-up questions? Like, okay, what did it teach you, Zach? What do you plan to use that you took from the experience? See, I'm not even in media and I'm asking better questions. You know what? Let me go ahead and let them finish.
I'm here to be a veteran leader, mentor, guy who's had winning experience. Has he taught you anything in the time you've been around him so far?
I mean, we got to know each other a little bit, just talking here and there. And I mean, DeMar's a lot more than just a veteran and a leader.
Man, we got to know each other a little bit. He remind me of what I got to figure out where he from. I need to figure out where he from because the way he said that was country and shit. That's the way I talk. That's the way niggas like me talk. I fuck with this dude. I bet I need to figure out what man's is from because he remind me, the way he said that remind me of back home.
DeMar's still in the prime of his career. Let's not get that, twisted. DeMar.
Say it again. He's still what? He's 31 years old. He's still out there giving prime rib to everybody that want it. I'll get it in.
Has been at the top of his game.
And they cut it off. That was the end of it. Um, hold on, let me cancel this because it's about to go in Lon's house again. Look, man. See, this is why I didn't spend too much time talking on some of the other players because stupid questions and really we're not getting into anything. They asked the best questions really to Billy Donovan and AK and Zoe. And DeRozan kind of got he was like, but really there's nothing really to talk about here. Really at all. There's nothing really to talk about or to bring away from this. No questions were asked. We at least with the Lonzo interview, we were able to gauge things about the team, okay? What his role is, what his intention on the team is, the conversations he's had with the coaching staff, and how he's going to be used, right? Again, I asked the question about defense. We didn't even get that. We still talking about COVID. We still talking about getting into the playoffs because of being on the Olympic team and shit. I mean, we want to get into the playoffs. He ain't never been. That's where you make a name for yourself. That's where you get money. And so imagine like any normal player, especially one who's been in the league 8 years, you get into the playoffs and you putting up 27, 35 points a game, something like that, somewhere in that range on high efficiency. That's where you start to grow your brand and become a superstar. That's where you become real famous in this league. And that's where your confidence go to the next level. Plus, it'll put eyes on you that normally aren't on you because most people casual fans ain't watching games all the time. But in the playoffs, if you going head to head with Kevin Durant, he's putting up 35, you right there with him putting up 32, and y'all both matching each other in efficiency, it's going to be like, damn, who is this Zach Lavine? Or, yo, Zach can really hoop. Like, he can really hoop. And so, like, to me, some of them questions are stupid. But anyway, I try to make this stuff entertaining because, honestly, listening to this shit just gets on my fucking nerves. I'm not even gonna lie, this shit get on my nerves. It's part of the reason why I hate the media. But I love the media at the same time for what it's there, how it can be used. But really, we'll see. I predict that man to have a great year anyway, though. He gonna bust ass this year, and I look forward to it. But anyway, that's all I got. I'll see y'all again on the next one. Peace.